Welcome to Historic Eats, where we recreate recipes from the past and try to stay as close to the authentic recipe as possible. And today's very popular savory snack comes from across the pond and is known as Scottish eggs. And surprisingly, they're not from Scotland. Well, this English dish has a couple of origin stories, including Yorkshire and London, which will further explain its name, but we'll get into that later. But what is a Scottish egg? Essentially, it's a hard-boiled egg encased in sausage, breaded, and then deep fried. Yum! Scottish eggs are perfect for brunch, game day bites, or even as your feature at dinner time, and you can serve them alongside potatoes and macaroni and cheese. They're so popular in the UK that they serve them like ready to go at the supermarket and even at gas stations. So be thinking like Sheetz mac and cheese bites. And one of the most popular sauces that is served alongside Scottish eggs is HP sauce. HP sauce is not easy to find here in the United States, but you can definitely get it on Amazon. And I would say that the most comparable condiment that we have is probably Heinz 57 sauce. So it's a little bit sweeter than ketchup, but it has more spice to it, but not like hot spice, more like A1 kind of spice. So it's absolutely delicious, and you can pretty much use HP sauce wherever you would be normally using ketchup. So it's delicious on burgers. We even had it like on our meatloaf last night. So if you do order it, you'll enjoy it on lots of different things. So let's go ahead and get started on our Scottish eggs. So we're gonna start by hard boiling our eggs, and I'm using medium-sized eggs because once you cover them with the sausage and the breading, like they're gonna get pretty big. Last time I used large eggs to 1 pound of ground sausage, and it just barely made it to cover all of them. So I thought if it went a little bit smaller this time, it'd be better. So I've got 6 eggs covered in water, and we're gonna take them right over to the stove and get them boiling, and then we'll cover them for 8 minutes on simmer. So I got out 3 bowls to start my breading ingredients. I have about a half a cup of flour, 2 eggs beaten, and 1 cup of breadcrumbs. And to the breadcrumbs, I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of sage and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And we're gonna set these aside. Okay, so I have 1 pound of Italian sausage, and I'm just gonna split it up 6 ways and make my patties so that they're ready to wrap around the egg. And all you really want to do is just smash them out as thin as you can. And then we will shape them around the eggs when the eggs are cold. And it helps to keep your hands a little bit wet because it's going to be super sticky. Now if you're going to make these Scottish eggs for like a brunch, you definitely could use breakfast sausage. That would be delicious. So you can use whatever kind of sausage you like. If you want a hot spicy sausage, this is just a sweet Italian sausage. So I removed my eggs from the boiling water and I put them in another bowl with some ice water to cool down. In the meantime, I'm going to start heating my oil in a pan. You're going to need a couple inches. If you don't have a Fry Daddy or an electric fryer, then I'm going to tell you to invest in a digital thermometer because you want your deep frying oil temperature to be 350 degrees. And if you have an electric fryer, it's going to manage the temperature for you. If you're just doing it over the stove like I am, you're going to have to keep your eye on the temperature to keep it as close to 350 as possible. So it's really important to have an instant read thermometer so you can make any adjustments while you're cooking. If the oil's too hot, it could smoke. It could also scorch the outside of the eggs before the inside sausage is cooked. So it's just really important that you maintain that temperature. All right, our hard-boiled eggs are cooled and peeled and ready to go. And I got all of our coating ingredients here in a row so we can just do it like an assembly line. So you're gonna begin with your egg, and you're going to first coat it in flour. That's going to just allow the sausage to adhere to the egg better. Then once you do that, take your sausage and just shape it around your egg so it's completely covered up. And remember, if it's sticking to your hands, just wet your hands. See, it's like a nice little ball. There's no cracks. Then once you have the sausage wrapped all the way around the egg, you just dip it in the egg. Remember, these were just 2 scrambled eggs. And then the seasoned breadcrumbs. So they're pretty good size by the time you have the sausage wrapped around them. Just set aside and we'll go on to the next one. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes and I've been turning these so that they brown evenly. I'm just going to put my thermometer in just the shallow part where the sausage is, and this is 197 degrees. That's more than hot enough. It really just needs to be to 165. This one's 171. So they are good to go to come out. So that was 5 minutes total. And once I put the eggs in, the temperature went down to like 325, but it stayed there. So as long as it's maintaining 325 or above, you're still in a safe frying temperature. So next in goes the next 3. And I'll do the same thing. I'm just going to keep turning them in the oil so that they brown nice and evenly. And we'll give these guys 5 minutes and check the temperature, and we are good to go.
Going back 3 centuries, the Scottish egg was invented as a portable dining option. The hard-boiled egg was covered in sausage meat, breaded and then deep-fried. It was traditionally served cold, and its compact nature made it a convenient meal. Although its exact beginning is uncertain, there are 2 widely accepted stories of the origin. The first is the assertion that they were invented by Fortnum and Mason of London in 1738. The store created the portable snack for long-distance journeys. The upper class were known to travel to their country homes and would take Scottish eggs as a carriageable meal for their lengthy travels. The second claim was that the creation of the Scottish egg was by a butcher in Whitby of Yorkshire. William J. Scott and Sons ran their butcher shop in the coastal town, and the Scottish egg was one of their offerings. However, it was originally thought to have been an egg wrapped in fish pâté rather than sausage. As part of this origination story, they were called Scotch eggs after the namesake of their inventor, and then later referred to as Scotties and then Scottish eggs. No one can say for sure the exact origin of the dish or its namesake, but one thing is for certain, their popularity has stood the test of time. From their invention, Scottish eggs were widely served in pubs and available at markets. Then later came pre-made versions offered at grocery stores and even gas stations. In more recent years, they've been resurrected into gastro pub specialties and bar and grill entrees. They can be served hot or cold with a fully set or semi-set yolk. They are often accompanied by tasty sauces, including HP sauce. And now on to enjoy the Scottish egg.
All right, they're all done. Let's take a look inside. Oh, it's so crispy. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. Some more HP sauce on here. They came out awesome. Sheets, you really need to think about adding these. Yummo. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you next time.